I'm outside. Big plane going over. I bet that's really loud. There we go. Okay, I'm outside and I want to show you a little project we've been working on out in the garden. So this is how I'm trying to keep the camera low for my neighbor's privacy. But that's my little kitchen garden, my potager. And this is my husband's second garage. So we have two gates, one there and one there. I'm hoping these little roses we put in, they are climbing roses, so I'm hoping they will eventually trellis over. But he can pull out the lawnmower from there. We can go in either way. He did most of the work as far as laying the pavers, and he built all of those boxes. I painted them, and then we both work on the garden. So that is my fun little project we've been doing all winter to get ready for this year for spring. Okay, let me take you back in time and just show you the process of building my dream garden, and then I'll take you on a little tour. Okay, we're going to start spreading all of our screening and gravel for pavers and boxes in preparation for pavers and boxes. I'm standing against the fence line here. We ordered a full truckload of garden soil. It was beautiful topsoil with aged manure mixed in, a true dump truck load full. So we have that sitting on our driveway out front, covered with a tarp, and we use that to fill our boxes, and also the pots on our patio. We have a few more pots, big pots, because we are going to get some, we want some citrus trees and a few things that we might bring in the fall. We live in Oklahoma. It's warm, but not quite warm enough to keep a citrus tree alive. Anyway, we're working on that, but that's what we filled all of those beds with. We have no pavers under those beds. The beds, we actually hired somebody to help. My husband had a professional paver work with him, and they cut away any pavers that were on the inside of the beds so that it's just sand and gravel, and then just our dirt from our yard underneath, and then we put our good garden soil on top so that we don't have to worry about our roots being shallow, even though we're just doing vegetable gardening there. And my cut flower garden, I'm hoping to have a good cut flower garden. So anyway, that's what's in the beds. Also in the front beds, we did do a little bit of garden cloth underneath, which was, we debated a lot about. We'll see if we ended up keeping it, but we felt like it might be wise to do that underneath the front beds where it butts up against the grass. Okay, that's a little update on that. Just did a quick change from sewing with Stacy to gardening with Stacy. Got my rubber boots, got my gardening apron. I overwintered my purple heart and my geranium in a couple pots, and now I'm separating it. You can see how root bound it was. So I'm separating it out so I can spread it out in a few more pots. All tomatoes and a few tomatillos. Bell peppers and flowers. I've got a butterfly bush in there. I'm hoping I can do cucumbers on the inside because I'm trellising them. And on the outside, I'm going to do squash and zucchini for both of these beds. That's all spinach and lettuces. That's going to be herbs way down there. And then in here, I'm putting in cabbages, broccolis, and cauliflowers. We wanted to fence this garden not only because it's absolutely adorable, but because that sweet Airedale Terrier you see and hear in the background ate every single heirloom tomato I grew last year in pots on the patio. She actually would check the plants daily, not only my tomatoes, but my peppers, and if anything was just about to be ripe and ready to pick, she picked it herself. And she did never damage the plant, but she picked every vegetable, ate everything. She was so naughty and so well nourished on all of my beautiful vegetables. So everything now is behind fencing where she can get it. So my husband put in an entire drip irrigation system. So all of these, we just have to flip a switch and it irrigates the front beds, all of this along here, and all of these raised beds. And he also added a hose for me so I can spot water as I need to. And that's how it looks out into the yard. Along our yard we have rose bushes all the way around, and at the far end where you can't really see, is a small orchard of fruit trees that we put in that will hopefully in a couple of years we'll have a nice crop. Thanks for taking a tour of my little garden. I'll see you next week for another fun sewing video. Bye.